What's up YouTube, this is Bystander X89 guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile video for November 2019. And today we're going to be looking at my updated Cyber Dragon deck profile. Alright. Last time I did a Cyber Dragon deck profile, I did the Orcus variant. I gotta say, it did have some very good turn 1 base boards. It wasn't without its weaknesses. But ultimately, Banlist came out. And yeah, the deck started having a little issues without having Nightmare Mermaid mixed into the combo. Alright? So, decided to take the Orcus out, focus going back onto the pure build, and I can tell you this right now. I refocused the build on going second and basically just busting your opponent's board wide open. And I can tell you right now, yep, this version of the deck does what it does, and it does it well. And I can tell you right now, I am very proud of it. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to get right into this. And of course, I start with 3 copies of Cyber Dragon, the OG Big Daddy of the deck. Going second, need to free summon. As long as your opponent has monsters on the board, you get this guy out, and then you can just go off into your various plays. You got 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core. He literally is the core of the deck. Normal summon this guy out, get a search for any cyber spell or trap card to add to your hand, which is just huge, giving you that extra boost of consistency that you need. Alright? Also has another effect: while you have this card in the graveyard and you don't control any other monsters on the field, you banish them and special summon out one of the original Cyber Dragon onto your field. Alright, now all this low-level Cyber Dragons do have an effect that has their name changed to the original Cyber Dragon while on the field in the graveyard, so keep that in mind when it comes down to particular fusions you're trying to go for. Three copies of Cyber Dragon Hearse. Alright, Hearse is pretty damn awesome. Whenever it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you gain a search for a Cyber Dragon monster to add from your deck to your hand, or even get one back from your graveyard as well, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, it does have another effect: whenever it's special summoned to the field, its level becomes 5, so you can utilize that level manipulation into your Xyz plays. Cyber Dragon Master. Alright, I put this guy down to 2, primarily because I'm not really seeing much use of its first effect, where it can get you a monster with 2100 attack back onto the field. Typically that's more of a late game style play, but it is a great level 1 monster to get onto the field just to turn around and start off your combos. All you gotta do is discard another card from your hand, special summon this guy out, and go from there. Alright, and I actually do run Cyber Dragon Veer in this deck. I just like having Veer in here, primarily just to get an extra body on the board for various link or even fusion plays. Alright, it also gives a nice buff to all your monsters while it's face up on the field, so definitely a good toolbox card to have. Very useful when you special summon him after you normal summon Core, just basically to chain block your opponent from trying to hand trap your Core. Alright, 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier. What can I say? This guy is just awesome. Pitulaya Tribute Machine Monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this guy out in defense mode. Such another version of himself from your deck to your hand, which is just awesome. He's a level 5, so automatically you have access to your rank 5 plays. Alright, help with the board busting. We got 2 copies of Jinzuriko, the Star Destroying Kaiju. Gotta say, primarily because he's a light attribute machine type monster, he just works so well in this deck, being able to be utilized in contact fusions for Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, or even just being slurped up by a Cyber Dragon Infinity. Helps clear the board. And one tech card that I actually just recently learned about is the Chaos Dragon of the Veneer. It just works insanely well with this deck. Alright? Based on various effects, you have the Banishing 3 Light Attribute monsters. You can get a monster from your graveyard back onto the field in defense position, which is huge, allowing you to extend your plays even further. Alright, if you do the Starks, you can shuffle a card back into your opponent's deck. That is plausible with this particular build. Alright, and if you use a combination of both, you're popping more stuff off the field. So it does contribute well to the overall go second, but break your opponent's board strategy. So I'm kind of miffed that I never really considered putting him into this deck before, but now that I have him in, yeah, he's staying. And 3 dots and 10 points to boot is pretty awesome. Alright, going next, we also have 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. Alright, this is the card that you want to be using to search out your Cyber Dragon cards. Your opponent tries to negate it, discard a card, get it back, and you just reactivate it. So 2 copies of Cyber Repair Plan. Awesome card, can search out your Galaxy Soldier and your Kaiju. So, as well as every other monster in this deck, which is pretty damn awesome. The shuffle back ability is also very important, especially if you want to reutilize some of your other cards. Cyber Rev System, only one copy this time. Special summons a monster from your hand or your graveyard, that's a Cyber Dragon. And the monster can't be destroyed by card effects, which is actually pretty useful. Cyber Fusion, an awesome quick play fusion spell. Shuffle stuff from your field back into your deck, or from face up in your banner zone and back into your deck, which is actually pretty awesome. Downside, only the fusion monster you create with this spell can attack, but you can probably get off some pretty interesting combos when utilizing Chaos Dragon Levineer as well as Overload Fusion. Foolish Burial, pretty much a staple in this deck. You gotta get stuff into your graveyard to really get going. And the same with Machine Dupe. I mean, everybody knows what this card does. You get one of your lower level Cyber Dragons on the field, either Hertz, Naster, or Core, and then you activate this guy. You bring out 2 copies of the original Cyber Dragon, and you just combo up from there. Okay, Monster Reborn is the other extender. You can grab any monster from either player's graveyard. 1 for 1, we got 5 targets to utilize this card with, so very good card to have. And last but not least, I mentioned this with Cyberload Fusion. I have Overload Fusion, just an extra card, fusion card to get out your Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. Alright. For the traps, I'm actually running 2 copies of Overflow. I don't know, a lot of people, especially in Ghost Second builds, don't really run 2, but having one set on the field and then popping it off, whether through Rampage Dragon's effect or even Levineer's effect, can get you an additional Cyber Spell or Trap search. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Going first, yeah, this card can really wreck your opponent just by banishing cards with different levels from your graveyard to pop the same number of cards off your opponent's field. So always worth having. Of course, you can't break your opponent's field without 3 copies of Evenly Matched. I just love having this card in the deck. It just clears out your opponent's problematic cards, and it just causes so many problems. And then last but not least, I'm actually running 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. It's a great hand trap to stop monster effects from being activated. Also, it can stop floodgates, so it has that dual role in this deck, and it's actually pretty damn useful for the deck. Alright. Going into your extras, the Xyz, 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Infinity and 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nova. I mean, it's pretty standard for all Cyber Dragon builds. Okay. And also, for the go first situations, I have Artifact Durandal, primarily because if you're forced to go first, you're going to be signing in one particular hand trap, which is going to be Draw and Lock. And basically, you make this guy on your turn 1 board with Draw and Lock in your hand. Your opponent goes into main phase, you dispatch a monster to send your opponent's entire hand to the board, and you change Draw, and you pretty much have the game won from there. So, definitely worth having that combo. Fusions. Contact Fusions, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And you run 2 Mega Fleets as well. Chimera Attack Rampage Dragons, pop back row, get extra attacks or extra swings. Is an OTK machine in itself, and of course, full extra attack power, Cyber Twin Dragon. Alright. For the links, alright, for the link ones, we have Salamangreat, Almorage, and Link Kuriboh. Alright, both can help you go into get the zone pointing down. You get one copy of Cyber Dragon Seeger, one Nightmare Phoenix to help deal with back row, and of course you also have Qwilford Genius, because if you special summon to the zones, you get a search for another machine type monster to add into your hand, which is actually pretty cool. Alright. Guys, that is it for my Cyber Dragon deck profile for November 2019, guys. As always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Check the description box below, find the invite link to my Discord server. Follow me on Twitter at BystanderX79. And guys, until next time, peace.